How do you know there's 5 and not 6 pillars in it? Where does it say that?
In Hadith.
So in the Hadith, I'm asking about the Quran.
It's in the Hadith, but the evidences for it are in the Quran.
Right. So where are the 5? Where does it say there are 5 pillars? So not in the Quran.
No, it's Hadith. It's mentioned in the Quran. It's mentioned in Hadith.
So it's not in the Quran.
Hadith is not in the Quran as
Fair enough.
per se, but there's evidence for it in the Quran.
So it's not in the Quran, it's in the Hadith. And I believe you, it is. But that indicates to me that actually Islam was evolving.
It's not evolving.
It evolved later.
What do you mean evolving?
Well, where did the idea of 5 come from as opposed to 6?
The Prophet ﷺ taught us that the 5 pillars of Islam.
But he never mentioned it in the Quran.
Bunya al-Islam al-Khams.
So show me where it says 5 pillars in the Quran.
There's evidence for it in the Quran.
It doesn't. But like this is basic Islam. How could Allah forget to mention that there are 5 pillars?
Do not forget.
But it only appears in text 240 years later.
Muhammad ﷺ taught us that there's 5 pillars. And these 5 pillars are based upon revelation in the Quran.
So
Commanding.
which hadith talks about, and I believe you it's there, but which hadith talks about there being 5 pillars?
Come on, it's famous. It's in Bukhari and Muslim.
Bukhari and Muslim. So when was Bukhari written?
It's irrelevant. It's Sahih.
It say it's irrelevant. It was written 810 AD or 194 after Hijrah.
Yeah, Bukhari compounded.
194 years after Hijrah.
So what's the point?
Yeah, my point is that when we look at early Islam and the practices of early Islam, what we see is that there is no clear understanding of these 5 pillars.
There is clear understanding.
Are you sure?
Of course.
What was the war about the apostasy? What was the apostasy wars all about?
It's in Quran and it's in the Sunnah.
What was the apostasy wars all about?
For not paying the zakat.
For not paying the zakat. And what was the reason that those first Arab tribes refused to pay zakat to the successor of Muhammad?
Because they said that we don't pay. We used to pay to Prophet Muhammad, but we're not going to pay to the Khalifa. So
Because they thought it was special to Muhammad, didn't they?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, the very first generation of
But they
Muslims
refused it.
were not clear about what the 5
No,
pillars
they
were.
were clear. There was
No, they weren't.
No, they were clear, and they had. It's unanimously agreed.
Did they deny that Muhammad was the prophet of Allah?
They didn't deny it.
Did they deny that there was one God, Allah?
They did not deny it.
So they didn't deny the Shahada.
They didn't deny the Shahada.
Right, so they didn't deny the Shahada. But were they Muslim?
They were Muslim, yeah.
They were Muslims
Yeah.
that refused to pay the zakat.
No, but after that, if they refuse to pay the zakat, they apostate.
Okay then.
Yeah,
So what we're saying is
what's your-
that the
what's your
first
point?
generation. Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, keep up, Suleiman. Is that the first generation of Muslims were not clear about what the 5 pillars of Islam. They were clear. So why did they refuse to
The
pay?
Sahabas were clear, but the distant tribes, they decided
So
not
Muhammad
to pay.
failed to teach them.
He didn't.
He did. So why was it not clear to
It
them?
was clear to them.
Oh, so why
what
did they
should do.
refuse?
It was clear for them, but they decided to follow and stray from the Prophet Muhammad
Yeah.
teaching and
Yeah.
what the Sahabas were upon.
Yeah. Just out of interest, how would you describe zakat?
Some of them as well believed in the false prophet, Tulayha al-Azdi.
Right.
That's what Al-Ansi.
Yeah.
Musaylama Kadhab claimed to be a prophet.
So-
after the Prophet Muhammad.
So it wasn't even clear to
So,
the first Muslims.
it was clear.
So
It
it
was
wasn't
clear,
even
though.
clear to the first Muslims that Muhammad was the seal of the prophets.
Did you not hear what he said to him? He said
It's
they
in the
chose.
Quran. So show me.
They chose.
Show me
Show
where
me
it
the Quran.
says. Show me where it says in the Quran that zakat should be paid to the successor of Muhammad.
Allah commanded us to take zakat.
Who did? Who did he command? He commanded Muhammad, right?
Yeah, commanded Prophet
So
Muhammad.
show me where it says in the Quran that
It's in
his
Surah-
successor needed to do so as well.
Surah Tawbah.
Okay, show me.
Come on, man.
What hadith is it? What surah is it? Sorry.
Surah Tawbah, the command to take zakat.
Surah
And it should be
Tawbah.
paid to the amilina alayha.
Surah 9, right?
Surah 9 verse.
Surah 9. Yeah. What verse?
Again, no, but that's the way it says. It does not say he brought down the Quran. Yeah, in the English it says that.
What verse? Please?
Okay. It's here.
What verse?
Number 60.
Number 60. Let's have a look. What does it actually say?
إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها.
Yep.
عاملين عليها are those who the Khalifa will appoint to collect the zakat.
Hold on, 1 second. What it says is this.
So
Alms are for the poor and the needy and those employed to administer the funds.
exactly.
Right, hold
That's
on.
the job of the states.
And Allah is speaking to Muhammad here. For those whose hearts have been recently reconciled to truth, for those in bondage and in debt and in the cause of Allah. and for the wayfarer. Thus it is, ordained by Allah, and Allah is full of knowledge and wisdom. What that verse is saying is what zakat is for.
Don't give your tafsir.
What it's saying is
don't
what
give
that.
your own explanation.
No. That is what it's saying.
Okay, but don't give
So
your
tell
own
me,
explanation.
where does it say here that the successor to Muhammad should also collect the hadith, the zakat?
It mentions in the verse,
Go on, what does it
and
say?
those employed to collect the funds.
Yeah, at the time of Muhammad.
No, and those.
Where does it say
who
that?
else? And anyone else who's anyone whom the.
Where
the
does it
Khalifa-
say? Show me where it says anyone else.
From the verse.
Yeah.
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 This, from the verse, those who are employed to go and collect the zakat.
So
So
this-
the Khalifa will send people to collect zakat.
So it's talking to Muhammad,
Yes.
right?
And it's an
And
instruction
he's
for
saying
all
yes.
times.
No. Hold on one second. There are plenty. There are plenty of hadith. There are plenty of surahs in the Quran that are not for all time.
There are. Of course it is. The whole Quran is for all time.
What about those bit that permit drinking?
Except those verses that are abrogated.
Abrogated. So it's not a case that. So how do you know that this verse was not
It's
abrogated?
not abrogated.
How do you know?
Because Allah's made it continuous.
How do you
Commanded
know?
it. This verse is not abrogated.
The first Muslims didn't agree with you.
What do you mean the first Muslim didn't?
The apostasy wars in Islam were based upon Muslims who did not have the
Paid the
understanding that you
Who
have.
didn't pay the zakat?
Yes, they refused to pay the zakat because, as you well know and I do, they believed that was a special. This was a special command
it's not special.
for
No.
Muhammad's
They
time
did not
that
say
was
that.
abrogated.
No, that's not the case. They refused to pay the zakat because they believed that they were only
Go on, what was the
going to
reason?
pay zakat to the Prophet Muhammad.
Exactly, that's what I just said.
Anyone else?
Did I not just say that?
What is the job of the Khalifa?
Did I not just say that?
To take the zakat
Did
from
I
the
not?
people?
Where does it say? Because Allah
So-
is talking to Muhammad, who's organising the community.
So when-
Where does it say the Caliph here?
Those who are employed to collect the funds.
Yeah, those who are employed
So
by Muhammad.
Prophet Muhammad will send someone.
Thank you.
And
So
also-
where does it say Khalifa
The
here?
Khalifa will also employ someone who's the successor to Muhammad.
Okay, so
to go and
show
collect
me,
the funds.
show me where it says that the Khalifa will also do this.
Okay,
There must be another verse. This is Islam 101.
let's check-
Remember,
let's
ladies
check-
and
Let's
gentlemen.
check tafsir of
This is
verse.
basic Islam. You would think that Allah would make it clear in His book what the 5 pillars are, wouldn't you?
It is clear, man.
Well, it's not
It is
clear
It's
because the
absolutely
first
clear.
Muslims fought a war about it. So that's not clear, is it?
It is clear. The people, it's only the distant tribes, not
Okay.
all of them. All the Sahabas agreed that they should pay zakat.
All of them except those that fought against the idea of paying
Those
zakat.
who fought against the zakat, they were not Sahaba. They were the tribes.
So they weren't Muslim.
They were Muslim. But
They were
apostated.
Muslim. So there were Muslims that didn't agree with paying the zakat.
Yeah, but then they apostated by not paying zakat. That's why Abu Bakr Siddiq fought them
Right.
as apostates.
Yes. So what I'm saying to
And he
you
was on the truth.
is there isn't. No. This is a belief that comes later. Tell me. Do Shia agree with you on that?
Shia.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant what Shias believe.
Yeah. No. It is relevant because they're Muslims as well.
No, they're not.
Do Shia agree with you?
Shia are not Muslim. They're Rafida.
Do Shia agree with you about this caliph that fought against this
Abu Bakr
tribe? Yeah,
as-Siddiq.
that he was on the truth. Do they agree?
No, they don't agree.
They don't agree.
That doesn't mean
So
that
yet
they're right.
again, we see another example
that they're
of
right.
early Muslims disagreeing about what Islam teaches. Okay, forget zakat. You've not shown it to
What
me.
matters is what the Prophet and his companions were upon.
So we'll move past zakat. Just out of interest, what is zakat? What is zakat? What is zakat?
Zakat is the obligation of wealth that we pay
Yes.
to those whom Allah
It's a
mentioned.
tax, isn't it?
It's not tax.
It's not a tax. So it's an option.
It's a wealth. It's wealth that we give to those who are
Is it collected by a state?
It's collected by the state. Yeah.
Is it a tax?
It's not a tax. No.
So you can choose not to pay it.
No, you have to pay the zakat. Otherwise
So
you do frauds.
what is a tax?
Abu Bakr Siddiq fought
What
them.
is a tax?
A tax has the tax.
What is a tax?
The way Islam looks at tax is that it dispraises it.
What is a tax?
A tax is something that is taken from wealth, isn't it?
No.
Percentage. A
Yeah, of
certain
course it
amount.
is. Yes, of course.
Zakat is not a tax.
What's the percentage of zakat?
It's 2.5%
On?
of your annual earning.
There you go. So it is a tax on
It's
wealth.
not a tax like
Of
that,
course
innit?
it is. You're confused, bro.
I'm not confused.
You're confused.
I'm not confused.
Okay, let's go to something
Zakat
else.
is
Let's go
wealth.
to one of the other 5 pillars.
I haven't got time.
Show me where it says the shahada. Show me where Allah prescribes that you have to say a certain set of words to become a Muslim. Show me that.
It's in the
The hadith.
It's in the hadith.
That comes 240 years
No,
later.
but hadith is also
200
revelation.
years later.
It's also revelation for us.
So there was revelation after Muhammad.
It was revelation at the time of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Prophet
Right.
Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam
When were the hadiths written?
taught us whatever he taught us.
Which hadith? Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim?
Sunnah is whatever the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ he said, he taught and he consent.
Right.
Hadith is what is reported that he said, taught and
Yeah,
consented.
it's a chain
It's a
of
report.
narration.
It's
It's a
report.
Chinese whisper chain that goes 200 years into the future. That's what it is.
200 years in the future,
Yeah, of
but
course it is.
It's verified and it's confirmed, it's checked.
By who?
It's got all sciences in between.
All sciences.
So,
I can throw out words.
Bukhari-
Anyone can chuck out the word
Bukhari
science.
is the most authentic book after the Quran.
Bukhari is the most authentic, but do all Shia agree with you on that?
It's irrelevant what Shia believe because they're not Muslims themselves.
But Muslims don't agree about what the hadiths are they?
we do agree because the
No, they
scholars have
don't.
agreed.
Because the Shia don't agree with you about whether you can use everything in
The
Bukhari.
Shia are not even Muslims.
Do
so
they trust Aisha?
It's irrelevant.
Do they trust
Why do you
Aisha?
keep bringing Shias into it?
Do they trust Aisha?
They don't accept Aisha.
They don't accept Aisha. So Muslims, the very first generation of Muslims, could not agree on whether you should pay zakat. They could not agree 200 years later about which hadiths you can trust. And yet you're telling me that it was all very clear and it was all very perfect.
It's clear and laid out for us.
Well, it clearly wasn't
Prophet
clear.
Muhammad laid it out for
It
us.
clearly wasn't
In the
clear.
Sunnah and in the Quran.
It clearly wasn't clear. So
Anyway.
show me where the Shahada is, please, in the Quran.
Quran, innit?
Where?
Allah mentioned it in the Quran.
Where? Go on, show us.
Shahidallahu
Show
annahu la
us.
ilaha illallah
Where does it?
wal malaikatu
Yeah, okay. Where does it say you have to say that to become a Muslim?
That's in the hadith.
Oh, so it's not in the Quran then?
That is in the hadith.
You just said it was in the Quran.
That word, that statement is in the Quran.
Right, show me then.
Shahidallahu annahu la ilaha illallah.
That you have to say it to become a Muslim.
That verse, that phrase, that what you're saying is in the Quran.
So what actually happened is, 200 years later, some Muslims came to a consensus
No, in the time of
that
the
you
Prophet
had
Muhammad,
to say
and
that.
the hadith is verified,
Yeah.
confirmed,
Yeah.
collected by
So
Bukhari, and it goes back to him.
these are your claims.
So, no, it's not my claims. It's
These are your
confirmed.
claims.
Bukhari's all
No,
the,
these are your claims.
Sahih Bukhari is confirmed.
Yeah,
most
except that
authentic book.
not all the Shia, not all the Muslims agree
Who
with you.
cares about the Shia, man?
Not all the
It's
Muslims
irrelevant.
agree with you.
It's
Quran
irrelevant.
only Muslims don't agree with you.
They're not Muslim
Shia
too.
Muslims don't agree with you. Sunni modern reformist Muslims don't agree with you, and they're Sunni.
So what?
There are modern Muslim scholars
So what?
today in the
It
West
doesn't matter.
that say that we have to reevaluate Sahih al-Bukhari.
Yeah, same with the Christians. You can't
Yeah.
decide which one is the.
We're talking about the five pillars of Islam here.
You can't
We're
even
talking
decide
about the
which one is
five pillars of Islam.
Correct word of book,
Yeah.
word of God.
No, we're not
We've got
changing the
different books,
subject.
though. Don't
So
you have?
you can't show me the Shahada.
Don't you have
So he
different
couldn't
books in
show
the
me.
Quran?
He couldn't show me zakat.
In the
And he
Christian
couldn't
faith.
show me the Shahada.
I showed you zakat
So
in the
now
Quran.
show me the prayers. Where does it say pray 5 times a day in the
It's in
Quran?
the Quran, man.
Show me. Show me. Can any Muslim help him?
You
Come
don't
on,
need to-
Borat.
No.
Show me where it says.
There's no need
Where
to-
does it say?
Somebody, and you
Where does it say? Where are the 5 prayers?
It'll be easier for me to talk to
Come
you.
on. This is. I know you don't like to deal with ISIS supporters, and I applaud you for it. But let me ask you, Borat. Show me in the Quran, because he couldn't answer these questions. Where does it say there are 5 pillars of Islam in the Quran? Simple question.
You know, we are told that, you know, if the ignorant addresses you, say words of peace.
Okay? He doesn't want to answer. Let me ask him a different question.
Or
Can you
say,
show
I'm
me?
fasting.
Can you show me?
I'm fasting.
Can you show me?
I'm fasting.
Can you show me where it says pray 5 times a day in the Quran?
I'm fasting.
Can you show me that? Show it.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go on. Five.
These are Ajwa dates.
Are you going to be immune to poison if you eat 7 of them in the morning? Can I give you some poison?
Would have these.
Yeah.
I tried a variety of dates,
Yes.
but these are the best that I've had.
And did Muhammad say you'd be immune to poison if you ate 7 of them in the morning?
But they are worth
I
it.
want to be immune to poison. Give me 7 dates.
This is product placement.
Yeah, and
as
then you can give me
see.
some poison, right? No, seriously, Ali. Yeah, tell me.
I can't
Does
talk
it-
to you
does it
after,
say-
After what?
Does it say-
Rabbi Dan finished you off. I can't.
Why are they all afraid to answer the question? Muslims like Ali Dawah and SULAYMAN, they go around the park on a regular basis demanding from Christians that we provide clear and explicit proof for our basic beliefs.
Yes.
And they do not allow constructive interpretation of the text. And he's just admitted it.
Ever.
And yet when I take his principle that he's just admitted
I just
to
did, yes.
and apply it to his Quran,
Apply it.
he's found wanting.
One thing.
He's found wanting.
Found wanting.
So you can't show me the 5 prayers.
Yes. What about that?
Okay. Show me where it says that zakat
Yes.
is something that continues after Muhammad's death. please. You know what the apostasy wars were, don't you? You know about the apostasy wars, right? What were they fought about? What were they fought about? He's silent. The man that comes...
Excuse me, he's
The man-
silent. Maybe you don't know the answer. I'm going
Yeah.
to get somebody and he will answer.
Please do.
Okay.
Please
Tell
do.
us about all 5 pillars of
Please
Islam.
do.
Because,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
please,
we
please
just
do.
we wanted to prove them, even they don't accept it.
So the point is, Ali Dawah, who gate crashes my conversations whenever it suits him, to argue about my faith, when challenged about his, doesn't seem to want to talk. Okay, so fair enough, Borat, you have a lovely day, enjoy your dates. Best of luck with the fasting. Any of you guys Muslims? Okay, simple question. Where in the Quran does it say there are 5 pillars of Islam, as opposed to say 6? It's not a... Wait, hold on. Is it a waste of time to answer about your religion? This is basic Islam, right? 5 pillars, basic Islam. Right? Oh no, he's suddenly interested. Ali Dawah was suddenly interested. No. Suddenly interested. He is abstained from this conversation. Speak for yourself. So here's my point. The Dawah team come to Christians and they demand of Christians that we have. Let me finish. You just asked me a question. At least give me the courtesy of the time of reply.
Are we not asking this together?
So if you're going to ask me a question, give me the courtesy of the time of reply. I'm trying to explain to you, but you're busy interrupting.
Okay, go for it. Go, sorry.
Okay, so Muslim Dawah team like Ali Barat here, yeah, goes round the corner, going up to Christians, unsuspecting Christians, demanding of them.
But isn't that what you're doing to us?
Wait. Again, you're interrupting.
That's exactly what happened.
You're interrupting.
But you'll be...
So he doesn't want to hear.
I go to
He doesn't want to
unsuspecting.
hear the
You're-
I know you, brother. I know you
I'll
have
tell
watch
you
your channels
guys,
already.
okay?
We know what these
So
people are like.
Muslims come up to Christians,
And
the
Christians come up
Dawah
to
team,
Muslims.
and they demand of us that we give explicit evidence of our beliefs.
About 5 pillars.
About, for instance,
sound
that
familiar?
Jesus says that he is God, and they say, where does he say it explicitly?
Yeah.
Now, if the Dawah team establish a principle, do you think that it is fair that I take the principle of Ali Dawah
No, if you don't
and
agree with
apply
it.
it to Islam?
If you don't agree with it, then you're a hypocrite.
Right. No.
what you're doing, yeah.
What I'm testing is if he's throwing stones in a glass house.
That's not what you're doing.
That is exactly what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. So, now back to the main point.
So you're going to do what you
Can you
disagree with
show
Ali Dawah
me
doing to unsuspecting
To
Muslims.
expose
It's hypocrite.
the hypocritical standard that the Dawah team work by. That's what I'm
You
doing.
don't understand. You
So-
don't see your own hypocrisy.
So, can you show me,
Enough
enough of the ad hominem, can any Muslim show me, any Muslim, show me, yes, any Muslim here who can hear my voice, can you show me where it says there are 5 pillars in Islam?
Before that, I want to ask something else first, yeah?
You
So
can
what
ask,
said,
but
when your
I've
explanation-
asked you a question.
No, before that.
Can you answer my question?
I didn't understand your answer. This is the thing.
Can you answer my question?
But after you answer.
Okay, so he doesn't want to answer my
So
question.
you're not going to talk to me now?
Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about the question that
I'm
I've
not going to
asked.
argue,
If
brother.
I
I know.
believed in the Trinity,
Yeah.
I'll be upset too.
I know you can destroy him, but I've seen your
He's
I'm not
videos, don't worry.
upset.
So he's saying,
Ali
look,
Dawah
we can't find
doesn't want to
Trinity.
engage in a
We
debate.
can't
He
find
just wants
Trinity.
to
I'm
mock.
upset, so I'm
Okay.
just looking to pick on
Can you
someone.
answer
I understand,
my
bro.
You need to sometimes let the guy have it.
question? Fair enough.
Listen,
You know, at least that's an honest answer. At least that's an honest answer.
just let him express himself.
Okay. Can you show me the Shahada
No,
in the
I want to
Quran?
say this one more time, yeah?
Can you show me the
You
Shahada?
said that you have a problem with Ali Dawah's methodology.
I have
the
a
way
problem
he goes
with the
around
Dawah
with
team's
unsuspected-
methodology.
You
The
said
whole team of them.
unsuspected Muslims
Yes.
go to Christians
Yes.
and they pick up on relevant points. That's exactly what you've done.
What
But
I'm-
you said that it's wrong when Ali Dawah does it, but it's fine when you do it.
What I'm
And then you're
doing-
saying he doesn't want to answer.
It is wrong.
Which is what you said
It
to Ali
is
Dawah.
wrong.
What is
Let me
this?
explain this. Let me explain this.
Please do.
Let me explain this. If I had done this without explaining my reason
Yeah.
and my rationale behind doing it, your charge of hypocrisy would be valid.
Okay.
Except that I've been very explicit as to why I am doing it.
So you're saying-
Because notice
You're not a hypocrite, but you said
they're
you're a hypocrite.
objecting to the methodology.
That's what you're doing, my
But
friend.
when the Muslim, like Ali Dawah, uses the same
This guy's lost,
methodology, the Muslim brothers never say
I'm
don't
fine.
do that.
I'll see your videos, brother. Don't worry.
Never.
You know, it'll take me.
What I'm showing is
You know
simply
what?
a hypocrisy.
It'll take
So let me ask you, my
it'll take-
heckler.
it'll take-
Let me ask you. Can you show me where it says there are 5 pillars in the Quran?
Give me.
I'm going to hold on to it.
Give me.
Yeah, go on. Which part do you want to go
Give
to?
me.
No, I'm not giving you my Quran. Which part do you want to go to? Which part? I'll open it for you. I'll hold it. I don't want you to get a paper cut. I want you to be safe. So,
Do you know
Oh,
people?
what was that for? You just stamped my foot with a...
I did it on the
Yeah,
floor.
you did it onto my foot and you did it on purpose.
You're fasting.
Yeah?
You're fasting.
You did that on purpose. You stamped my foot with an umbrella.
That's on camera. He just insulted. He just slapped.
You just stamped my
You are
foot
lucky
with an
he's
umbrella.
fasting. If he wasn't fasting,
Why is it you justifying his violence? You stamped me with an umbrella. You stamped me with an umbrella.
Is the
There
camera-
was no reason for it.
Come
I was
outside.
asking you a simple question.
He just slapped that guy.
everybody
Should I say
saw that.
something? If that was me, I
He
would.
stamped me with the
careful,
foot,
listen
Ali.
careful.
Notice,
He was
what you're
fasting.
saying, it was fine for
Let me
him to
speak.
stamp me with the umbrella on the foot.
Listen to me carefully. He just slapped.
This guy,
He just slapped. It's on camera. You are lucky we're fasting because I would have knocked you spark out.
Fine.
I would have
Fine.
knocked you
Go
spark
for it.
out.
When did you finish your
I would
fasting?
have knocked you
Ali,
spark out.
Come back to me.
This what happened. This what happened.
So,
This what happened.
answer the question.
All I know, he just went smack.
You're lying.
It's on camera.
You're lying.
It's
You
on
just
camera.
stamped me with an
It's on
umbrella.
camera. It's on camera. It's on
You're
camera.
defending him. You're defending
Call
what
the
he
Police,
did.
call the police.
Yeah.
Call the police.
That's assault. Where's the police?
Call the police.
This is an emergency appeal. Please
you
refrain
better
from
put this up.
breeding
You
from
here to
now
come.
and the foreseeable future. You must stop breeding, you lot.
Guys, if they're not listening, no, call the police because it's an assault. I saw the slap. I saw him
Call the
slap.
police. Call the police.
Yeah. You got it, yeah? You got it. You see that? Listen, turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek, yeah? Turn the other cheek.
Get the
We
police.
Muslims.
You're justifying violence.
The other girl with the punch him, man.
Justifying violence.
Get the police.
Punch him, man.
Get the police.
Guys, if anyone sees the police officer, please go and
No, he didn't.
Please, this is fasting.
How do you know you weren't even there? You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. He just stabbed me with the umbrella in the camera for no reason. I was just asking him a question. Why you didn't ask him? I was just asking him a question. That's what I was doing.
Bob, please, go.
Get the police. Get the police. Get the police. Ali, stop arguing. Just get the police.
You're running away from the crime scene. We're fasting.
You're running away from the crime scene.
Just get the police, inshallah. This guy's going to be banned
Just
from
get
the
the
bar. Yeah?
police.
He slapped that brother for no reason.
He did that.
He just slapped him for no reason. It's because he touched my toe. Seriously. You know what this is? You just have hate inside you. This guy comes here every week. He's got hate inside him. He can't fathom that the Trinity doesn't make sense. Why are you having a go at us, fam? Your Trinity don't make sense. Why are you angry with us? Why are you trying to hit us? And we're fasting, and we held the brother. He's a strong brother. You know why he's a strong brother? Because the Prophet ﷺ said, strong is not the man who can put someone down. Strong is the man who can hold his anger. That brother held his anger. He's fasting, and he slapped that brother in the face for no reason. For no reason. And he's like, Islam too.